Hi, welcome to the channel. My name is Amber Campbell. I'm an indie author and a freelance editor. I write petty, heart-wrenching poetry for the modern woman, and today we are going to be diving into all things about my fourth collection, The Woman I Hold Dear. I am so smitten with this collection, and it truly encompasses everything I love and dread about being a woman, especially in today's current landscape. But before we go any further, I need to show you the cover. So, ta-da! This photograph is so gorgeous, and it was taken by the talented Mary Verbena. I really hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. You can find her work on Pexels, and all her flora photography basically has me in a chokehold. So this is the one I chose. I absolutely love it. Here's the back cover as well. There we go. And I can't remember if I even have it up there, but this would be the back, because I can't remember if I actually saved that or not. So this is the full cover, the spine, and the front. I really hope that's going the right direction, because now I can't remember how that works. I always knew that my fourth collection was actually going to be a blue cover, and originally it actually was for the longest time until I saw this photograph, and I was like, nope, we're going to switch that up really quick. I did order a proof copy from Ingram, which is the one I just showed you for the back cover, so it doesn't have that resale bar, which I have all of my collections in front of me. And Daughter is the only one I did not order, and that ended up being a catastrophe if you've seen my other videos, because this is a true black, and Ingram Spark cannot print this much of true black without it having like the bleeds and whatever else it does. Streaking, I think, is what it does. So if you order this copy off of Ingram, actually no, this isn't even on Ingram because I could not fix it without messing up the photo in the middle here. So you basically have to buy, it's a motorcycle. You basically have to buy this one off of Amazon, and I think Missed Arrows is off of Ingram as well. So if you want to buy these books anywhere you want, it's The Ones or The Woman I Hold Dear. So I read a collection of Sylvia Plath's collected poems. I cannot remember which one it is now, but she talked, well, not her, the introduction writer talked about how she changed the title for one of her collections like 7 times over the course of a year and a half, and I felt that perfectly described The Woman I Hold Dear. I have never in my life had a poetry collection that changed its title this much before it was actually published. So a really quick rundown of my other collections. The Ones, this was the second title I came up with. Missed Arrows was the original title, and Daughter the Bottle was the second title. Well, I need to look at my notes, hold on. This was the third of 5 titles I came up with for this collection. It's also the first collection that is named after a poem in the collection. So I'm doing a reverse Taylor Swift, if you will. So this was originally referred to as Words Left Unsaid back in 2023, until last summer. So yes, this collection has been rattling in my brain for quite some time, even before I published this one. So The Words Left Unsaid is also a poem that's currently in the collection as well. I had in the collection for a second set that was going to be just kind of focused on romanticizing life, very Studio Ghibli coded, if you will, and I aptly was referring to that one called On Romanticizing, and that did have a purple cover. I like to always make some mock cover whenever I'm writing it to kind of keep me focused on really what I want these poems to encompass and the themes I want it to follow. And so I toyed around with Words Left Unsaid and On Romanticizing all throughout 2023. Like I mentioned, Words Left Unsaid was always meant to be a blue cover, and On Romanticizing was always meant to be a purple. But once I started writing them, I realized that 2 ideas overlapped quite a bit. And so every time I wrote a new poem, I was struggling, I was struggling where to put it, because it fit both collections so well. So I ended up just merging them completely. And then we ended up with, hold on, I need to see where my other notes are. The Woman I Hold Dear, I wrote that poem back in summer of 2024, and that was the title for a while, until I don't know what my brain was doing, honestly. I was trying to just play with title ideas, I came up with Wistful Wanderings back in fall of 2024, but I think that was too close to a book that was already published on Amazon. And then a few months after that, I was coming up with Wild Something. I think I was going through my W phase, and what I ended up doing is there are actually 5 sections that this collection is divided into, and they each start with a W. So that is what I did instead, is each section had a W, but the title itself followed the idea of just woman and womanhood. And that's what I ended up going back to at the end of 2024 when I was prepping the formatting and the book for release. So it was a little chaotic there. I haven't been through that yet, but it was also really fun to explore it and really break down the themes that I wanted this collection to follow. And I'm also realizing I have not even read the blurb to you guys because I was so excited about the cover and like the title and everything. So let's go ahead, and I need to find that actually. Oh, okay, so another thing. Did something different with this book than I have all the other ones, because shocker, that's what I do with every release. So we're gonna go ahead, I think it's on, there's slightly different blurbs. Amazon's is slightly different from everyone else's, and for the life of me, I can't remember why that is. It's not like a large difference, it's a difference of like 1 or 2 words, but I think I'm stuck deciding which one I like better. So let's look it up. That was another thing. I was actually going in there and typing the titles into Amazon to see if anybody popped up, because if it was something too close, I was like, nope, not happening. Because there is already another Amber Campbell author on Amazon who published after me, and I wish I had known, because then I would have added like a middle initial or something. Because it's one thing if they were like in a completely other artist area, but they're not, they're a writer. So here we are. Let me go ahead and read it for you, and I'll put it up on the screen because this one it's a little long. A gripping and candid collection on womanhood, marriage, and the transformation of identity. In her 4th collection of poems, Amber Campbell unpacks the burdens of womanhood within societal confines and how they shape the roles women take on throughout life. From the struggle of balancing the feminine and masculine energies to achieving the epiphanic relief of trusting in who you finally become, The Woman I Hold Dear is a fluid journey of womanhood. Even the titles we bestow upon ourselves in the name of belonging fall flat when we fail to encapsulate how they fit us, instead focusing only on how we contort to fit others' views. Quote, "Did you love my poetry, or did you love that the piece of me would always be near?" End quote, Campbell asks. What is left when the identity we forge becomes a caricature for others to place us neatly into boxes? Womanhood is a balancing act of energies and identities, of what we love and what we despise, even if that very thing is who we let ourselves become when we stopped searching. So again, very lengthy, very long, and the way I actually came up with that is I took I believe it was the top 10 poetry collection submissions for the Poetry Book of the Year. I do not remember which award exactly it was. I'll probably link it down below. But I found, I believe it was 7 that were actually written in this capacity. There were 3 that were just really short and didn't tell me anything about the collection, and that was what I wanted to avoid. And so I need to see if we really want to dive into it, we can, but I broke it down into an opening sentence about the thematic statements or concepts. The second paragraph dived deeper into the thematic concepts, and then that third paragraph was the final statement on the book via the final lesson or strongest quote. So again, that's where we did. And then I ended up working on that final line, just kind of like to just cinch it all together, essentially. And some of them were Wrong Norma, Life on Earth, Spectral Evidence, Silver, which was another short one. I don't think I pulled too much from that one. The Book of Wounded Sparrows, Mother, Modern Poetry, and Something About Living. So those were the exact poetry collections that I put into this Word document and then broke them down into what was the same in terms of the structure, and then tried to write my blurb based on that, which is something that I honestly have not done. because what I was doing was I was following the other self-published poetry collections, which were really short to the point. And with this one, I wanted to do something, I don't know, I didn't want this one to feel self-published like I feel like my other ones do to an extent. Daughter of the Bottle is the first one that really kind of broke away from that, and so I want The Woman I Hold Dear to really stand above them, especially in terms of like thematic concepts. I mean, these two perfectly follow the idea of petty, heart-wrenching poetry, but I want to kind of break into something a little different. So again, I do something different. So sorry, I'm shaking the camera. I want to do something different with this one, and those blurbs, like I said, if you want me to actually break down how I wrote the blurb, let me know in the comments below, because I can definitely do that. And I'll be doing the same thing with my future poetry collections, which is taking, you know, basically the top poetry collections of the year, and then breaking down how they wrote their blurb to try to mimic that for my own. And The Woman I Hold Dear is currently up for pre-order. It releases March 28th, 2025. So this is, again, the shortest pre-order window I've ever done as well. It's about a month. There was an issue on Amazon where, I say an issue, it was me. I published the paperback early, so if you try to go order it, you may have already, like, gotten it in your hands, or it may be on its way to you. But I will be fixing that, so that it actually goes back on the pre-order and not just order. That way the published dates are as close as possible. But you may order this on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, bookshop.org, all the other sites, Kobo. It's not on Kobo Plus. It's the only one that's not, just because I haven't really seen a lot of traction on Kobo Plus. So that's an extra step, because I'm already uploading to KDP, Ingram, and Draft to Digital, so Kobo is just another one to do. But we'll see. If the other ones start picking up on Kobo Plus, I'll go ahead and throw it on there. And of course, libraries. So once it's released, you can go ahead and request it to your local library. And I will probably be linking all the ISBNs down below. That way you can find them. I don't think this one actually had an ebook ISBN, so I think you just have to search it. But I'll look it up on Draft to Digital as well, so I can link that down below. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you are very excited for The Woman I Hold Dear. Go check it out on Instagram, because I will be basically posting almost every day until it releases, and there are going to be excerpts and collage photos, which I've never done. I think I'm terrible at them. You guys let me know. I've never been that artsy person. I'm just words only. I can't do visuals. So go check it out. Go pre-order it. Go check it out on Instagram. I'm also on Threads. Not super active on there, but it's another one at least. And I'll be posting to the YouTube community tab as we build up to that release as well. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.